Congress comes back to Washington after its August recess this week, and as somebody put it, there's 3 weeks of work scheduled for the rest of the year for Congress, but a year's worth of unfinished business to try to get done. So how's this going to work out? Well, there are a few items of really must-do business that Congress has to attend to. One is to simply fund the government after October 1st. Hasn't done that yet. The appropriations bills haven't been passed. Something has to happen to keep the government from shutting down on October 1st. Second, a highway bill, which everybody considers essential to keep highway and road and transit projects going around the country so that states don't have to shut them down, has to be passed. And third, businesses think, and I think both parties' leaders agree, something needs to be done to continue to extend the Export-Import Bank, which finances American exports and which business considers important, but that's run into some political resistance. In addition to those things, there are some items that are very politically sensitive, much harder to do. One is to figure out whether Congress wants to have a say in voting on what kind of military action the president does or doesn't take against the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. Second is there going to be action on a minimum wage increase? And third, what about immigration? Congress has been talking for 2 years about maybe passing an immigration bill. It doesn't look very likely, but the conversation is going to continue. This is the last shot before the midterm elections. So what's a good bet? A good bet is the only things that will really happen are the first three that I mentioned. There will be a bill to extend the government's funding into November or December or past the election, and then Congress will come back to deal with that. Funding for the Export-Import Bank is very likely to be put into that, so it will be extended at least temporarily as well. And third, I think some kind of highway bill will pass because nobody wants to see road repair projects shut down just before the winter sets in. That, though, is probably the end of the likely agenda of things that will happen in the next few weeks.